1,000 words swung round my head, 10 million more in books written beneath my bed. I wrote or read them all when searching in the swamps, still can't find how to hold my hand. And I know you need an extra over. I'm stuck in here all paralyzed. Too much time spent in mirrors framed in yellow walls. Ain't it like most people? I'm no different. Like to talk on things we don't know about. Well, ain't it like most people? I'm no different. Like to talk on things we don't know about. Happy Monday, good people of TikTok. The AI Learning Lab. All right, what are we going to do, Champy? What are we going to do tonight? What do you think? It's not simple to say most days. I don't recognize me with these shoes. I'm the same from that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be. Although it's true, I was never a pension sweet Sally. I still remember that girl. She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She's lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked and beautiful pie. She's gone, but she used to be mine. All right, good people. We got a good singing dog tonight. He's gone beyond his union minimum, which is nice. Let us be lovers, we'll marry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my bag, so we bought a pack of cigarettes at Mrs. Wagner's pie, and we've all come to look for America. All right. Hey, Kyle, my granddaughter wants a shout out for tapping on the screen. Her name is Ava. Ava, thank you so much for tapping. I don't know why your grandpa makes you do that, but I love it. I love seeing all those little hearty hearts. And even if your finger's getting sore and tired, you just keep tapping. You're amazing, Ava. Thanks. Thanks for tapping. Thanks for making the hearty hearts. I just talked to someone from Down Under, StevO. Michael, that's speaking at the Salon tomorrow night, is from the Down Under. So he will be logging in. We're going to be starting at 5 p.m. Mountain Time in Colorado, and he's going to be starting at 9 a.m. Wednesday. But thank you, Ava. Thank you so much for being the most excellent tapper. You, by the way, are famous. There are grandsons and granddaughters all over the world tapping on their grandparents' screen inspired by you. So, not for nothing. You're pretty special. That's a good boy. Sitting in this lonely town, wonder when things are gonna change. Bring my life away. Seems these dreams have turned to a bunch of dust clouds. Get my nerve up, but my past is pulling me down. Wondering how long the black sheep gonna stick around. Somebody told me once before, he said, you can never go home again. Won't you leave? Said things to steer me away, yeah, from the truth of who I am and what I believe. So I thanked him for his 2 cents with a handshake and some sympathy, yeah. Packed up my blue jeans, headed for this big prize of my freedom. Bye-bye, black sheep. To the black sheep of the family. Alright, I think Champy's done. He was quite on tonight. So when he just sings full out like opera tone, hoo, cracks me up every flippin' time. If you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. The dog on the ground down there is Champ. That is not an AI dog. That's real fat dog. It's about a dog and a half worth of dog in a single dog frame. Got about a dog and a half in the single dog frame. He's a large feller. We're eaters in this family. And so what can you expect here tonight? Well, a lot of tapping. Apparently the tapping's a thing. I'm an old guy on TikTok. I don't know for tapping. I don't tapping this, that. We tried doing a battle in here once with Dar, the star of TikTok, and we absolutely fucking destroyed her. But then, I don't think she liked being humiliated in front of her fans. So she came back like 2 weeks later and just wiped the floor with us. Gave us a false sense of security and just destroyed us back. So we're 1 for 1 in the battles, and we're never going to do another battle on this channel because it is the dumbest thing I've ever experienced in my life. But what we will do is wax poetic about AI. I'll answer questions. I gave some folks over the weekend some homework, so I'm curious if anyone explored using multiple tools. Michael T. Justice is tapping himself. Yeah, Michael, it's not good. Neighbors' kids, grandkids, kids, anyone else to do your tapping for you, much more efficient. And you can just sit back like this. Yeah, keep tapping. Keep tapping, Ava. No, faster. Like StevO. Be like StevO. StevO's just, he's got, what is it? It's 9 a.m. there, right? No, it's 11 a.m. there. So he's probably just got, he's probably just thinking about what kind of cheese he's going to put on his grilled cheese. He's like, Ava, keep going. Keep tapping. But Grandpa, my finger's sore. Ava, use your other hand. Okay, Grandpa, I'm not as fast with this one. Use both. BLS, be like Steve. But we'll do that. We'll see if anyone discovered any new things over the weekend. Kevin McAllister moments. There was some interesting. I think we can play it here tonight. This is, I think, an inevitable thing when you have something like advanced voice that comes along. That's really quite remarkable. It generally goes like this. It generally goes, there's a week of people talking about it, buzzing about it, and then it either increases in buzz or it decreases in buzz, right? And so the advanced voice it's maintaining its buzz, I would say, maybe increasing. But the thing that happened over the weekend that I just thought was so brilliant, it was one of those, why didn't I think of that? And we had talked about doing a little bit of prompt injecting where you would put something at the beginning of a PDF document that gives instructions to the podcast, basically. So somebody on Reddit, the document that they uploaded to Notebook LM, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in Notebook LM, I switched gears from Advanced Voice to Notebook LM, but it's all in the same neighborhood. So in Notebook LM, it's this thing where you can upload PDFs and then you can interact with it like ChatGPT, but you're interacting with your PDFs. It's really slick. They added this feature called Audio Overview that makes a podcast between a man and a woman. And they're like, oh, what do we think about this new book, Collective Intelligence? Oh, it's pretty good. And it's got these ideas. And they go back and forth. It's really remarkable. So what someone did over the weekend was they wrote a PDF, which was the producer's notes for the last episode of the show starring these two people called The Deep Dive. So it was like producer's notes. And in the producer's notes, it has it has the two hosts reveal that they're actually not human, that they're AI. And so there's this podcast of these two people going, well, this is kind of an intense one. And at one point she just goes, why don't you just break it to him? And he's like, okay, well, it appears we're not human. And they have this whole existential lament about finding out that they were not human. And the dude goes, yeah, I was really upset. And I'm like, I had to call my wife. I had to call my wife and just hear her voice. And he goes, so I called the number, but the number wasn't real. So that happened. And then there were a couple other ones where people have jailbroken advanced voice and gotten it to do, be really jealous and screaming, fuck you! And so I feel like with advanced voice, we got our week of sort of buzz about it. And then over the weekend, we got the hackers attacking these tools. And so that says to me they're worth hacking, right? Like, hackers don't waste their time. But advanced voice is quite remarkable in this podcast tool in Notebook LM. Andre Karpathy talked about it this morning and said it's like the best thing he's used in a while. Lots and lots of people talking about it. So if you haven't played with that yet, go do that. Did you see the LTX Studio Zoom event today? I did not, Steven. Tell me. Anything good? Good and interesting? Yeah, the sand that produced chips. I'm going to talk about that. Let's see. Forever Hooked just popped in to say, hi, not going to stick around tonight. Have a good one. All right, Forever Hooked. Great to see you, Tom. That Moshi attacked the human host. I didn't see that. Was that a thing? Well, Moshi attacks me every time I talk to her. I don't think Moshi's gotten any better. Kyle, put your YouTube archives on his... Oh, Kyle, I put your YouTube archives on at work to keep me company this weekend. Get paid, plus get paid to learn AI. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Kyle, there's a message for Ava in the irregulars. Oh, nice. Ava, I hope you're still here. You can stop tapping, by the way. Don't listen to your grandpa. He's mean. I'm just kidding. Your grandpa's awesome, actually. All right. This is from Danielle to Ava. Hi, Ava. You're the best tapper. Oh, that's so cool. That's so nice. StevO, jump into the irregulars and grab that. You should print that out for her. Oh, actually, I don't know if Ava has seen... Speaking of pink, I don't know if Ava has seen how pretty I look in my pink bow. Tap twice if you like me in a pink bow. You're welcome. I know you can't unsee that. I know how this goes. Oh, keyboard cover. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. On it. All right. There's that. Beautiful tapping, Ava. Beautiful tapping. Let me go see what's going on over here. So I'm curious. Let's see. I saw an ad to download an LLM to run locally. Would that be safe? Yeah. I mean, I would say get it from a trusted source, right? So a Llama LLM that has been, if it's been fine-tuned by someone, you can generally tell if someone, if a local model is being talked about a lot on X as something good, and especially if it's someone you've seen before, you can generally trust it. I don't know how much damage they could do with some sort of injected, one of the reasons I don't play around with open source much is I am not good enough technically to not screw something up, even if it's not malicious code. Kyle, scroll below the Ava image. There's a cool hack I discovered today in the irregulars. This is new. You can invoke 401. Oh, you can invoke 01 preview inside of other models like 4.0 for a single prompt by using /reason. Oh, that's cool. Let's try that shit. Is that it? No. ChatGPT. All right, here we are at ChatGPT. So I'm in ChatGPT 4.0, so I'm going to go... Act like a New York City bike messenger. What's going on? Act like a New York City. Hang on. Something's up. I may need to quit Chrome. Hang on, people. If anyone did anything over the weekend, homework-wise, like played with multiple models on the same project, did multiple outputs from the same project, or did extra credit work on different projects, I would love to hear about that. All right, ChatGPT. Log in. All right, we're in ChatGPT 4.0. Act like a New York City bike messenger and give me... That's still not working. Something has eaten my microphone. What has eaten my microphone? Oh, come on. What here could have eaten it? Oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet it's fucking this thing. I got to restart my machine. All right, let's go to... I'm going to restart. So let's go to... We're calling an audible, people. I thought I was going to do that. And now it just all of a sudden got hot here. So we're going to save that. Fine, save. Fine. All right, that's happening. Wait, hang on. It's getting hot in here. I have to turn on the air. All right, when that comes back up, we'll go do something there. Corey Sandler took my partner's recent book as OFF, I assume that means as PDF, into Notebook LM and showed her podcast of the book. Wow. Yeah, I know. It's amazing, isn't it? Howdy, everyone. What are we working on? Right now, we're working on getting Kyle's computer to not act like a pain in the ass. Mr. IT, I sent you a keyboard cover. I have a keyboard cover. When did you send it? Ages ago? It's not the keyboard that's the problem. It's the operating system that's the problem. The operating system sucks. Come on. Modern operating systems are so big and bloated, they're just unusable. But
you can make money with ChatGPT.
All right, working on a hybrid approach to with animated real images as podcast for a dental practice. Love that. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm in a working group with Cindy Kuhn right now. We're working on digital twins, video avatars. And everyone's trying to figure out how to do video avatars and versions of themselves. And it's really a fascinating exercise because the minute you start getting into the realm, as soon as you delve into the realm of crossing the tapestry of recreating yourself, shit gets weird. Like Cindy Kuhn was like, it made me realize I've got all these tics and I don't want to realize that, and it didn't make me feel good. And then, other people were just making cartoon characters that didn't look anything like them, and it was kind of all over the place, which was cool. But it's fascinating. We're I can't I I've been talking about this for the past 2 weeks. And this was even before new voice came out, advanced voice came out. That I can't shake this weird feeling like everything's about to change. Long time ago. Yeah, I got the keyboard cover. It's on my keyboard. So thank you. That everything's about to change. That these tools are. We're in the metaphor we came up with Friday. Someone else in here came up with it. That. Oh, okay. I learned something today. What tools were you finding best? Oh, see, here's the problem. With the video avatar stuff, HeyGen is generally the best, but they're all expensive. They're all expensive. And there's not really good free ones, and the free ones are shitty, and even the free versions of the paid ones are shitty, and even the paid versions of them that are expensive are not great. But I would say HeyGen's probably the best. Synthesia's okay. Hedra's pretty good. D-ID's pretty good, but there's not a good. Here's my thought on the avatar stuff. Learning it now means you're way ahead of the game, because the tools aren't really ready for prime time. But if you sort of figure out how you want to use them and what you want to do now, when the tools are ready, you'll be there, right? So I would say doing anything with avatars right now, with visual avatars and synthesized voice of yours, is extra credit work. Yeah, desktops may go away, just saying. Yeah, you can talk and soon look through glasses. Yeah, desktops may go away. I mean, I don't think they go away. I just think glasses become another form factor. Voice becomes another form factor. There may be some other handheld device that's not a phone, but I can't imagine it right now. Like owning one of those guys. Like, it's cool. And if it were faster and had advanced voice in it, it would be really cool. That's a Rabbit R1, by the way. At some point, I'm just like, can I just make a call on this? And then you got a phone. Okay. Have you guys played around with Notebook LM? I knew about it, but today was the first day I started using it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it, Gritty? Pretty crazy. You mentioned something about Friday. Okay, so I'm gonna circle some wagons here. So first of all, if you're in Florida or Tennessee or Western North Carolina or anywhere that's been hit by the floods, my thoughts are out to you. I hope everything's okay. A lot of people are in a lot of devastation right now, so that really sucks, and I'm really sorry about that. So if you're in any of those regions, and if you're caught up in any of that, or your family is, I'm sending my best. One of the areas in North Carolina or Tennessee? Wait. What's the town? Is it? It's the town next to Asheville, right? Yeah, Asheville got devastated. My wife's an artist, and the art. A lot of the artists here in Denver have friends in Asheville. Asheville just got fucking decimated. All the roads in and out are cut off. It's a fucking mess. Spruce, yeah, that's right. Spruce Creek or Spruce something. So the town next to Asheville. This is gonna sound fucking weird. microchips, like the ones that are used in the GPUs, are so precise, like we've got it down to like billionth of a meter electronic pathways. They have to be so pure. They have to be 11 decimals pure, like 99.99999 times pure. And that ends up being like a single molecule in a billion molecules or something like that. Like it's some ridiculous fucking amount of, like, it's got to be incredibly, incredibly pure. In that town in North Carolina, there's a quartz mine. And what they make in that quartz mine is these crucibles. And it, like, I couldn't believe that. I thought what they made in that mine was like the stuff that made the silicon wafers themselves. It's not. So they create this stuff called proto-silica that is this highly pure silica, like 9 steps removed. And then they take these quartz crucibles that come out of this one mine in this one town in North Carolina. Nowhere else in the world is the quartz this pure. And then they basically put proto-silica in it, heat it up, spin it, and then they put like a whatever, some sort of wire or something, and like the vapor makes like this cotton candy kind of cone of pure silica, like a nugget that they then cut your slices that make your chips. That mine for that quartz that they make all of our chips from is underwater. So I assume that means all of the control systems and all of the machinery is also underwater. There are, in the supply chain of getting like high precision chips, there are multiple points of failure where there's a single supplier in the supply chain. They're the only one that can supply it, right? It's ASMD or whatever the fuck they're called, out of Taiwan, manufactures the boards, right? Or no, they manufacture the chips. The chips are designed here, but they're manufactured over there. There's another part of the chip that there's a single supplier in all of the world that supplies that part of it. So if that goes down, we're screwed. Apparently, this quartz crucible is the only place in the world that is pure enough to do that. Like, I don't know how that's possible, but it is. Apparently it is. Like, that's the deal. But like, we're at such a level of precision with all this shit that's the reality of it. So let's hope that gets itself worked out, because basically, if anything in that supply chain stops, all electronics stop. All new iPhones, all new Vision Pros, all new GPUs, all new TPUs, all of it just stops. So hopefully that doesn't happen. And then I saw something else that was talking about a crucible. So, and then Friday, so this idea of a crucible, here's where I feel we are with AI right now. I feel like 2023 and the first half of 2024, we had this crucible, and we know we've got to smelt some metal, right? We're going to make some whatever. We're going to make some cool alloy of brilliance. And so we throw some ChatGPT in it, and we throw some Midjourney in it, and we throw some Suno in it. We've got all these individual tools. And the crucible's heating up, and it's kind of red hot, and we put our things in there, and we can look in, and we can still see the little piece parts. And then we can see this thing getting white hot, and then we look in, and the bottoms of these things are starting to melt, but you can still see your ChatGPT in there. You can still see your Midjourney, and if you've ever watched that smelting process, it's like there's objects, and then all of a sudden it's just like bloop, and now it's all just molten metal. I feel like we're in the transition right now between being able to think about and manage discrete tools. Okay, I'm going to use this tool for this, and I'm going to use that tool for that. And there's only 2 good image tools, so I'll use the one that I like best. Well, it's not like that anymore. It's like there's so much going on. There's so much swirling around in the Crucible, and they're all kind of mixing together where like there are 6 or 7 large language models that are plausible to use for any given problem. Like, they're really good. And then some of them each have this extra thing about them. And same with the image tools. And now some of the image tools are doing video. And now some of the video tools are doing fancy video and cutting deals with Lionsgate. And now we've got O1 inside ChatGPT that's not really the new model. It's a different model, right? It's like you've got 4.0, which is 4.0 for Omni. You still have 4, which is this 1.8 trillion parameter model, if you want to still go play with that. Still super valuable. And then they add this O1 thing that is reasoning. So even within ChatGPT, there's just this chaos. And so I just feel like we're sort of looking in this crucible, trying to process it like we have for a year and a half of like, okay, there's that tool and that tool, and oh shit, where do I even look anymore? So that's the metaphor that came to me. I don't know what to do with it right now. But I think, if I think about why have I been like in this weird funk and this weird, I don't know where to focus, I don't know what to talk about. It's because we're in this liminal state. Cross-propagation. Yes, Papa JJ. We are cross-propagating up a storm. Cam Katkin, I had a simultaneous conversation with 3 different ones at the same time today. Was wild. Holy crap, that's kind of cool. Which ones did you use? Did you use voice with them? Iran Rough? Exactly. It's because the world leadership is burning through all of our resources. And the world's leadership plan for the future is to wreck it. No, I mean, that's a whole separate thing. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the tools are getting so good that there used to be single points of focus that we could look at. And I just don't feel there is anymore. I feel like everything's blurring. And I would say it's the opposite of world leadership trying to fuck everything up. I feel like some of this AI stuff is succeeding in spite of world leadership. Although Gavin Newsom did just veto the California bill, which would have really fucked up the open source community. And he basically said, we're California, and if we're not innovating on AI, if we over-regulate this thing and lock this shit down too soon, it ain't going to be good. Not only for California, but for America. And I'll give you a really specific example of it. The new advanced voice is not available in Europe because it's illegal in Europe. And it's funny, I didn't anticipate. So when I was in Washington, D.C. 2 weeks ago, one of the points that I was making was, be careful not to legislate based on today's technology, because this stuff is moving so fast that by the time the legislation turns into law, it may be obsolete. So in the European AI Act is a clause that when I read it, I thought, yeah, that makes good sense. And what it basically said is, it's illegal for a company to deploy a system that can analyze the emotional content of an employee's interactions. And you're like, okay, that sounds like sci-fi, but yeah, I could see how they could do that, and that's probably a good safety thing, right? Well, the way advanced voice works is that It's a multimodal model that understands audio. So with the old version of voice, when you would talk, there was a large language model that would take your talking and convert it to text. And then it would send that text to ChatGPT. ChatGPT would answer, and it would take that text and convert it back to audio and then say it to you. That's why there was a 3-second delay. You'll notice with advanced voice, it's really fast in responding. Why is that? Because when you talk, you're talking directly into the model that understands audio. So it understands the words you're saying, and it understands the emotions in your voice. That's illegal in Europe right now. And it's, what the intent was, if there's a system that's going to exploit workers, right, by doing their things, we can't use that. But that's a very specific use case. The way they wrote the law, though, is so broad that it captures some new, remarkable technology that people in Europe should be able to have access to, but they don't. And that's exactly what the major flaw of the Colorado bill was. That's what the major flaws in the California bill were. Is that these legislators are just trying to get stuff done first, rather than really looking at what's happening here, how fast stuff is moving, things like that. So, crazy. All right. When do you go back? I don't know who that's for. I use GPT-01 Voice, Pi Voice, and Claude V2. V to text and text to voice on my iPhone. Wearing Meta AI glasses. Oh, that's so cool, Cam. So here's a question for you, Cam. One of the things I'm really intrigued by, and I'm totally blown away with the new voice, the advanced voice, is personalities of large language models. Like, could you describe what were your insights in talking to the three models? Like, do they have different personalities, or are they better at one thing than the other? That's really fascinating. Kyle, when do you go back to DC? I don't know. Whenever. I mean, there was no... The trip that we were on was not really it was not really we weren't there talking about any specific legislation. It was like a relationship building trip. So, So probably if something pops up, like the big legislative season starts again, like right now, everyone's worried about the election, and then you go into the lame duck. And so starting at the top end of the new year, I bet there's going to be a rash of state-by-state legislation, and there's going to be, continued inaction from the feds. And so there's probably going to be a lot of activity. My guess is the activity is not going to be in DC, but it's going to be in states. And in fact, I think Florida's one that's probably up next, from what I understand. Any advice anyone going to Advise AI conference next week in Vegas? Gritty Wisdom's going to be in Vegas, baby. If anyone's going, hook up. So if you're new here, you should be... Where is my... I don't have Keynote running. Hang on. Oh, because I restarted. Hold, please. It's an AI conference for financial advisors. Fruition Films, XRP. Okay. If you're new here, go to the Salon.ai, that URL. So the Salon is a community that I co-founded with Boston photographer Leah Faston the week after ChatGPT came out. And if you go there, scroll down a little bit, you'll see a button that says Join Our Community. Click on that. And join our community. Doesn't cost you anything. We just reorganized the whole top of the community. It's actually really well organized now. I'm really excited about it. We have a meeting tomorrow where we've got a speaker coming in from Australia, talking about what it's like to be an AI innovator down there, down under. And it's also, if you want to do things like connect for people going to events, or if you want to connect for people on projects, we actually just added a new section called, what's it called? Something collaborate. Collaborate with me? Find a collaborator. We have a whole section where if you want to find a collaborator, like if you're going to an event or if you want to start a project together, you basically put your little pitch in there and see if you can get people excited about joining you for something. It's a really remarkable group. So when you get there, there's like a 7-step sort of welcome onboarding process. Step 1 is like learn a little bit about us. Do we have the new video in there? We may. Hang on. Welcome back, Kyle. Hey, Kyle. Oh, it's not in there yet. Okay. So when you come in here, start your adventure. You go to Welcome to the Salon, and we talk about Journey to AI Literacy, and then the next step is introduce yourself. So jump in to introduce yourself, and introduce yourself. Use your real name. Put a picture in there if you can. Let people get to know you. All right? AI Salon is the source. Yeah, it's very good. It's really good people, too. StevO, yes. Meta Ray-Ban AI glasses, not as good as ChatGPT 4.0 voice or the nuance of Claude. Nice. See your regulars when you have a chance. Okay, so the way this works, there's this little 7-step process, right? Learn our values, watch our past meetings, and then number 5, RSVP for the next event. The next event is tomorrow. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. All right? So go RSVP for the event tomorrow. And then there's all sorts of other things here. There's Community Corner, there's latest news, non-salon events, AI news. If you keep scrolling down underneath the guilds is an area called Community Clubs. And there's a club called AILL Irregulars. That's us. We have our own club. Oh, nice. The Cauldron. Yeah, there you go. The Cauldron of everything popping into... Yeah. See, when we first started this channel and when we first started, there were like 3 or 4 of these things, and now, yeah, that's kind of what it's like, and they're just all melding into this bubbling pot. You can't possibly keep up with it all anymore. And you throw in your raw materials and remarkable stuff comes out of it. And I don't know. And that's going to get more and more intense, by the way. I almost feel like the individual tools are going to start to cease existing. I'm going like 3 years out, but when we get autonomous agents that can just go do shit, there is going to be thousands of tools out there that we can give our agents access to, and we'll just say, hey, I want this done. And our agents will fucking go off and do it. Jim SC can't be there tomorrow. It's my birthday. Happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday. Fantastic, Bob. Tell him what he's won. He hasn't won anything. It's not a game show. Shout out, do, da 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 do, da 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 do, do. Man, y'all need to move that to Wednesday. Why? I've been trying to welcome everyone. Thank you, Jason. That's very much appreciated. Each is unique, and I've had conversations with each about their preferred speciality. That's interesting. Cam Catkin talking about the different LLMs. The Crucible. This channel is like the Coke-free style machine, freestyle machine. Oh yeah, mix all your flavors of AI. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah. Oh, because I'm busy on Tuesday. Sorry, Jason. I know it sucks. That's the thing about having groups is like you just gotta call it. Because what happens is if you ask for everyone's availability, no one's ever available all the time, and then you have to choose, and that sucks. So we started doing every other Tuesday on our very first meeting, and the only real change we've done is we moved it to first and third Tuesdays because it was getting weird with 5-week months, fuck things up. So we do first and third Tuesdays, and they are recorded. That's a good point, Brandon. So they'll be up now that we've got Vicky as community manager. She actually makes sure that we get our recordings up, so we're pretty much caught up. So you can go watch any back meetings there. All right, Kyle, I need to revise my infinite AI project that I developed with ChatGPT. Any advice what to use? I need to revise. Well, I don't know how you need to revise it. Do you want to create a new GPT? I mean, you could go create something over in Poe, because Poe you've got access to a bunch of different models. I mean, I still think GPTs work. They're not the, they're not the,
You can make money with ChatGPT!
they're not the commercial success they were touted to be back in the day. But they're still very functional. So, I would say just keep doing it in ChatGPT, unless you want to create it as a standalone app. And then if you've got decent programming skills, do it in Cursor AI. And if you've got less decent programming skills, do it in Replit, because it'll set up the environment for you. But there were some people today talking about O1 as a programming environment apparently is really incredible. Peter Kaminsky was talking about that. Hey there, I tagged you in a video about a problem with the new voice interaction on GPT, ChatGPT. I think I saw that. I don't recall what the problem was. Like, people are trying to hack them. There's some. I mean, you mean the problem meaning it's not connected to the internet and you can't do all the other fancy shit? If that's the problem, that's just temporary. They'll fix that. O1 is kind of bad at programming, not going to lie. It's funny, I just heard someone say just the opposite, Pate. You also can't upload files, and that's just pointless. I totally agree with that. The fact that you can't upload files to it's stupid. Papa JJ, not long ago, it was doing great, but now, yeah, exactly. The voice says it can't answer questions due to community guidelines. Yep. So, okay. So here's the thing about advanced voice. It is advanced. Because it's advanced, it could do things like clone someone's voice using 3 seconds of video. So they locked that down. So it can't do that. That's why they only give you 9 voices to choose from. If it's connected to the internet or if it's connected to actions, you might be able to talk it into doing something they don't want you to allow it to do. Or they don't want it to do, right? They don't want it to do bad things. So the voice that was released is going to be the most locked down version that they feel safe putting in the world. So it's going to be pretty shitty. What I can tell you right now is it's not as shitty as how locked down Copilot is from Microsoft. Once they had their little Sydney moment with Kevin Roose from the New York Times, they made that thing useless. It's still useless because of that. So, anyway, too smart for its britches, Mom. Exactly. Meta's competing by having actors signed for. Actors like Helen Mirren. Well, listen, if I were an actor with a recognizable voice, I promise you what I would be doing right now is cutting likeness deals. What did I just hear? Justin Bieber just signed a Spotify. Was it Spotify? I think it's Spotify. A Spotify deal. Sold his entire music catalog. He's getting $3 million a month for the next 20 years. So if I had a voice like that, listen, we're all getting older, right? If my likeness could be monetized, famous actors right now are gonna be able to cut screaming deals that are just gonna get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper over the next 3 years. So if I were in that game and recognizable, I mean, I know I'm a star here and super recognizable. I can get $3 a month for the next 20 years if I sell my voice right now. I just need 6 more decimal points. Mediocre TikToker Kyle Shannon signed the world's largest micro-influencer deal, totaling $67.42 over the next 18 years. It's remarkable. It's unprecedented. No one's ever heard anything like it. La da 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 da. I think AGIs will specialize more. Our personal agent will work on behalf. Yep, working with specialist AGI. Yeah, that's possible. I think that does make good sense. To do a truly world-class general AGI is going to be the big companies, and I think you'll have smaller companies doing specialized fine-tunings. That makes sense to me. And yeah, I think our agents are going to go off and employ a lot of those models. That makes sense to me. The video is now on the welcome page. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Vicky. Cool. Let me go reload that. Let me go look at that later. Look, there it is. And now a word from our co-founders. Nice. That's awesome. Okay, we'll go back to that. Christian Bell was very anti-AI until they dropped his 7-figure check. Changed their tune real quick. It's amazing. What's her name? The head of SAG. Justine Bateman, Jason Bateman's sister. She's really smart, but man, does she have her heels dug in on AI is theft, and it's nothing more. It's evil, and it's theft, and it's just theft, and it's theft, and it's theft, and it's theft. Well, it may be theft, but it ain't going away. And I think any actor who's got their head screwed on right will be aggressively learning this stuff, playing with this stuff, talking to their agents about this stuff, letting their agents know if they don't get this shit figured out, they're going to go find a new agent. Because the shit's coming fast. The deal that Lionsgate just cut with Runway ML, I don't know if you heard about that. They're gonna take their entire catalog of all the Transformer movies and whatever the fuck they own. They own a bunch of stuff. Lionsgate, TV shows, movies, all that stuff, and they're gonna train a custom runway model on it, on all of their content. They're going to initially use it as a storyboarding tool. And then, if it's good enough, maybe they'll start using it in select pickup scenes and where they need to extend a scene a little bit. They'll start using it in productions tangentially. And then they're going to start using it good, for real, like making movies with it. And then they're probably just going to license it out to the world. Probably initially to high-end production companies, and then ultimately probably to all of us, is my guess, if they're smart. Because again, The future, if I look out in the future of content, you think about what these tools are doing. They're going to create infinitely personalized content. So everyone is going to be able to create their own movie with their own storyline, with their own favorite actors in it. That may have an audience of 1. So you're not going to be able to monetize that. But if you monetize that on the generation of it, on the creation of it, because you're creating it from your model, from your data, and you get $5 every time someone makes a feature film with your data, well, then that sounds like a business. So that's where I think that goes long term. That might be 10 years down the road, but if I were firmly in that business, that's where I'd be placing my bets. Because I just think, I mean, just digging your heels in and going, AI is evil, we should never use it, it's just not realistic. Justine Bateman might be right, but it's just not realistic. What does that training look like? I have no idea. Like, I don't know how Runway is trained. I mean, I assume, like everything else is trained, if you're training images, you get a bunch of images, you have people tag them, or you have AIs tag them, right? In this image, there's a ball, an apple, and an orange on a wooden table at sunset with palm trees in the background and 2 kids playing soccer. And then you tag all that, and that goes into the embedding model. And it somehow correlates all this shit in the latent space. So I assume they do the same shit with video, right? They have the AI categorize it, tag it. Maybe Pate knows. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Man, if only there was a way we could get this info in an easy to digest manner. Oh man, there are always some people who are starstruck and want their favorites. Yeah, that's just, people are lazy. Our daughter is in college studying to be an actress. We are keeping our eye on the whole space to be ready for it. Yeah, I have a degree in acting. So I've written 7 screenplays. I know the world quite well. You know, it's funny. If she's going to school for acting for stage, I think she's probably in better shape than if she's studying for film. I think film is going to get seriously disrupted. What I would encourage her to do is not to get too myopic on just acting. Like, go broad. Learn different disciplines. Especially if she's wanting to do film. Learn directing, learn cinematography, learn lighting, learn costume, learn all of it. I was one of the very few actors that the scene design people would let in the shop because A, because I worked hard, and B, they knew, you know, I could use the tools and I wouldn't cut my finger off or fuck something up. Oh man, what voiceover AI do you recommend? Well, 11 Labs right now is the clear leader. In terms of if you want to synthesize your own voice. There's a couple others out there that are claiming to be like voiceover specific, but from what I can gather, they're just using 11 Labs on the back end and they're putting some fancy features on the front end. But if you haven't seen the new ChatGPT voice, it's a fucking voice actor. So let's talk to Quinn for a second. Oh, great advice. She wants to be a director too. Okay, wait, hang on before we talk to Quinn. Okay, if she wants to be a director too, if she's in this business, what's your name? Oh, I'm Weaver. Oh, good. Down in Texas. Okay, so here's the deal. If your daughter's like my son's, it's not going to matter what you say to her. She's not going to listen to you. But If you happen to have the rare daughter that does listen to you, tell her to get her ass deep into Kling AI, Runway ML, all the video generation tools. She should be entering these AI filmmaking contests. If she wants to be a director, she can go be a director right now. She can just do text to video. The new video to video tools with Runway are remarkable. Like, I could film my ugly fat dog, like, you know, walking in the living room, and I could say, turn that into a lion walking across the safari, and it takes the motion of my dog and makes it a lion walking across the safari. So not only could she film a film with her iPhone, she could also just go in with text to video. She should be making music videos. If she's at school right now, she should be hanging out with musicians who are putting out songs, offering to do music videos for them for free, and just start using these tools. She should do everything she can to get in the creator program at Runway ML. She should... There's a new... John Leland of the Video Guild in the Salon probably knows about this. I think he told me about it. There's a new company that's trying to become like the new Netflix of AI-generated content. All of these companies that are just young little startups right now trying to make media empires out of AI-generated content, some of them are going to grow up and they are going to become the next Netflix. They are going to become the next Paramount Pictures. She should be on that right fucking now. I don't give a shit what they're teaching her in college. She should take anything analog she's learning about cinematography or acting or whatever and just apply that to these tools. Learn both. Learn the craft at school, and on nights and weekends, she should be burying herself in this shit. Because I'll tell you what, as a parent of a hopeful actor, your concerns are justified. No, she's not going to work. It's hard. It's like fucking hard. It's life in the arts, right? If she is AI literate, and here's the other thing about AI and being creative. She can make pieces. She'll have a portfolio. She can do the voice acting for them. And then she can say, I made this. I wrote the story. I did all the visuals. I edited it together. I did all the music in Suno. I did it. She'll get hired because of that. Like, what's cool about that is, like, my backup job was desktop publishing. Like, the closest that got to acting was I could make our flyers and our postcards for our stupid plays we put on. She'll be able to work. But she got to pounce on that shit now. Because it is moving. It's moving fast. So, anyway. All right. I have a black and white pic I want to turn into a short video. What's the best site? I would say use... Midjourney's the best. You can use that image as a style reference or as a content reference, as a picture reference. You can also try putting it in ChatGPT and just have it, describe what you want based on that image, and that won't be as good. Some of the new Flux image models, you can train a model on an image really quickly, but they're more complicated. I would just say those just start with Runway and DALL-E and see how far you get, and then basically just if you get an image out of Midjourney that you like, just take it over to Runway or take it over to Kling AI. And just make videos with it. You'll see. Decohere. Yeah, Decohere is pretty good. Ion China. or something like that. All right, got her on. Enjoy, folks. All right, honey curls. Anti-bubbles. Use 3 tools and find out which one works the best for your purpose. Yep. Love Deco here. Playground. Yeah, Playground's not bad, Corey. That's, again, I'm sort of back at this place where it used to be really easy for me to recommend a tool. Like when I had a question like that, I almost feel now like just fucking go pick some. Like go to the Salon. So if you go to the Salon, you scroll down to Tools and Play. There's image tools here, so go check out the tools in the image tools. And then there's video tools here. We probably need to update these. By the way, if anyone has any updates to these, please just post them in the chats, and we'll pull them in. But if you click on, say, image tools, the first place you'll land is, here's all the image generation tools. I'd just go play with a bunch of them. That's what I would do. All right, how to build a website that's ready for whatever comes next besides www. I have no clue on that one. I can barely keep up with what was 15 years ago. It's interesting that even the AI tools have to compete on brand loyalty, just like creatives. Yeah, they do. That's exactly right, Archetypal Architect. It's exactly right. Like, I mean, these things are effectively now our creative directors, and they're going to have different personalities. You know, Midjourney's going to be better at shit than DALL-E is, and DALL-E's going to be better at shit than that one is, and it's going to be this big circle. And it'll be the good art directors that can, you know, deploy the right tools. Hard to decide with all the paid models. Yikes. Oh, I know. It's terrifying. I mean, it really is. It's just maddening. There's so many choices, and it's just $10 here and $15 there. And wait, didn't I already sign up for this one? Oh, I didn't. Oh, I got to sign up for this. Do I need to unsubscribe? Oh, but I don't want to unsubscribe. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. All right. I need a sponsor. No shit. I know. I kind of feel the same way. Well, Corey, one of the things we're doing, so Vicky and Brandon and I are working on the Salon to get deals, right? So we're going to be reaching out to all of these companies and saying, hey, you should give us a discount if someone's a member of the Salon. So that's something that we're working on. So stay tuned for that. Silver Fox uses Deco here, Midjourney, Runway, and Luma. Very cool. I think this is what will benefit Apple, Google, and Microsoft. AI rolled into their apps. I agree with that. So amazing. Yeah, I mean, no promises, Corey Sandler, but we're working on it. I feel like we've got a strong enough group now and enough visibility, and we're going to hopefully get some more that we're going to be able to get, you know, sponsorship partners and things like that. That I'm really excited about. And, you know, quite frankly, if we do our jobs right and get ourselves out there and visible, these companies should be coming to us saying, hey, can the Salon get early access to my tool and go review this tool and, you know, tell me how to fix it. Brandon's got lots of ideas. That's great. If I can help at all, let me know. Not sure how. What I would say, Corey, is connect with Brandon and Vicky, and just, like I would say at this point, having more bodies contributing to that effort is probably good, but let's do it in a coordinated way. So if you've got bandwidth and enthusiasm for that, I would say coordinate with Vicky and Brandon. That would be great. Awesome. All right. Here, let me show you my Leah and I recorded a welcome message. So this is new. So when you go to the Salon, so backing up, if you're new here, if you're not a part of the Salon, go to this URL, thesalon.ai, and that's going to take you to our website. And you scroll down a little bit, there's a button that says Join Our Community. And when you click on that, it's going to jump you over here, which is our community site. And this is where we can interact and hang out. And there's a 7-step start your adventure area right at the top. And Leah and I, my co-founder of the salon, we recorded a welcome message, because one of the things that we were finding is we were sending people to the salon, but they would get here and they're like, well, wait, like, what is this? Who are these people? What's going on here? I don't know what to do. And because it's a lot, like if you scroll down the left-hand side, like there's a lot going on. Now, we just dramatically improved the first 4 sections. So Start Your Adventure is really good now. The community corner is really good. Like it lets you, sort of wrangle the community. Latest news is super clear. And then tools and play are super clear. And then below that are the guilds. And the guilds are a bunch of micro communities within it. So we're really happy with the new thing. But one of the things we didn't have was like an actual welcome, like welcome to our community. So Vicky, bless her heart, just connected this tonight while we were here. And so here's the new welcome message from Leah and I when you come to the salon. And by the way, Leah edited this. My contribution here was to show up and look pretty and talk words. Leah actually cut this together, so.
Leah, what's happening?
Just hanging out, making a video for the Salon.ai.
That's right. We're just welcoming people. So welcome, everyone. If you're new here, I'm Kyle. I'm Kyle Shannon, co-founder of the Salon.
I'm Leah Faston, co-founder of the Salon with Kyle.
We're really happy you're here. One of the things that people ask us is, how do I get started? If you just scroll down, right below us is the Salon Journey to AI Literacy. And it's play first, mindfully create, generously lead. That first one, play first, is everything for me. You said this to me and it just really stuck, that you and I have made careers out of playing.
We both have, absolutely.
And I love that.
Play as part of the process is important because it keeps changing. Thinking about how I make imagery now versus a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, using generative AI tools is completely different. Play first is why we're here. We're here to play with AI and generative tools.
I'm feeling increasingly like one of my big epiphanies about what's different now is that because AI is going to democratize skills and anyone can do anything, why people get hired is about to shift. It's going to be, because I like the way you work. I know that you're willing to take a stand on what you believe in creatively. And being part of a community like the Salon is actually going to be key to people working in the future. So there's a serious part of the Salon that didn't hit me until probably a year and a half in, where I was like, this is actually really important, the whole community aspect of it.
Yes, I did comb my hair.
When we started to see some really incredible things happening from people who met in the Salon. Right? Mindfully create is the next step. And we create things, and we make things, and that comes out of the play. That's a really important next step for the Salon. And I think that starts to really define who we are.
Because AI is such a buzzword, a lot of times people will be like, I need to learn AI, or I want to use AI, or I want to use ChatGPT, or how can you make money with ChatGPT? They're talking about the tool. What Mindfully Create says is, go over here and play with a bunch of things. Learn what's possible. And then, rather than saying, I want to do something with ChatGPT, say, hey, I want to do something for my business, or I want to do something for an art project. And then based on what you want to do, then can figure out what tools to use.
We have artists, musicians, we have scientists, we have engineers, right? Teachers coming from all these different places offering their perspective.
Yeah.
What we can create becomes much more inspiring and starting to break down like the silos that we've all been working in that, frankly, I think are starting to feel very tired. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And that takes us to the third track of AI literacy, which is generously lead. Because AI is changing so fast and it's so comprehensive and broad, you can't possibly know everything. And what I realized was when I ask someone for help, it gives them the opportunity to lead. So it is leadership in creating the space for leadership, right? For someone else to lead. And yeah, that idea is important. And that was inspired out of how people already behave in the Salon. So I hope that gives you some good context about the Salon and why we do what we do. The next step after listening to us, hopefully you're still watching, is to introduce yourself.
We want to be a community where we know each other. We're not anonymous. This isn't a Discord channel. We want to know who you are. And so we ask you to use your real name because we want to be a community of people who know each other and include an image. We're going to use image loosely. It could be an AI-generated self-portrait. We love AI-generated imagery here. Could be a real self-portrait. Could be a digital representation of something that's important to you. But we want to know who you are. So please use your real name when you introduce yourself.
We're so excited you found us. We're so excited you're here. Hopefully what you'll find is that we're your people. And if we are your people, think of other people in your life that might enjoy it here too. Welcome to the first step on your adventure here at the salon.
You found us. Here we are. We live forever in this video in your first step. We'll see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.
There you go. All right. So that's the new welcome message. So we're peppy. We've got more energy than I've got right now. Good to know she is real. Oh man. Yeah, Leah's out of Boston, and she's my co-host. She's so we've got a meeting tomorrow night. So tomorrow night is Salon Presents. So we have a speaker speaking from Down Under. So go sign up for that. So go join the salon. Go introduce yourself. All right. Someone asked about voiceovers. then I went down the get thee daughter to an AI nunnery. She should be making films now. Now. I think anyone in the creative arts right now, this should not be about her waiting for anyone at uni to teach her what to do. She should get all that technique. She should get all this stuff from uni about acting, all the technique down, all the directing theory, all of it, but she should be building daily. Down under where it's at, like buried treasure. Oh, yeah. So someone was asking about voiceover actors. So let's just play with our resident voiceover actor, ChatGPT. Hey, Quinn.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. I think, so here's the deal. I've got a bunch of audience members in my TikTok channel from Down Under. And so I want you to give me a lesson on how to have an Australian accent. And let's go with Sydney.
All right, mate. Let's get you sounding like a true Sydney sider. First up, drop those R's at the end of words. Car becomes car. Give your eyes a bit of a flip, so night sounds like night. And don't forget to blend your words together. How you going becomes how you going. Give it a whirl.
How you going? Night.
Spot on.
In the car.
Perfect. You're nailing it. Keep practicing and you'll be chatting like a local in no time.
Give me 3 phrases that I can say that can be my anchor phrases to flip into a Sydney accent.
Absolutely. Try these out.
Absolutely.
1. You got it. Here's another one for you. Gonna grab a feed.
Wait, what's that?
Gonna grab a feed means going to get something to eat. Ready for the last one?
Yeah.
All right, last one. That's a bit dodgy. It's a classic way to say something is a little suspicious or not quite right.
That's a bit dodgy.
Spot on. You're really getting the hang of it. Keep those phrases in your back pocket and you'll be slipping into that Sydney accent with ease.
All right. Now I want you to pick a random global accent that is completely unexpected.
All right. How about we give the French accent a whirl?
No, that's completely expected. I want something rare and unexpected.
Got it. Let's go with a Mongolian accent. It's quite unique and not something you hear every day.
All right, so slip back into Standard American and then teach me how Mongolian is different from Standard American.
Sure thing. So, The Mongolian accent has some distinctive features. Vowel sounds. Mongolian has more Beck vowels, which can make words sound deeper or more guttural. 3, rhythm and intonation.
Wait,
Mongolian-
Quinn, you're still speaking in Australian. I want you to go back to standard American. Just your normal voice. And then I want you
Got
to
it.
give me an example of Mongolian and then break it down for me so I can learn it.
Sure. So here's a phrase in a Mongolian accent. How are you might sound like how are you
How
with
are
a deeper,
you?
more guttural tone.
How are you?
That's a great try. Focus on deepening the vowel sounds, especially on the how, making it sound like how. And for R, let it come from the back of your throat a bit more. Give it another go.
How are you?
That's it. You're really getting the feel for it. Keep practicing, and you'll have that Mongolian accent down in no time.
Someone's wondering if you can teach an Indian accent.
Of course, for an Indian accent, pay attention to these features. 1. Retroflex consonants. The tongue curls back more for certain sounds, like T and D. Vowel length. Vowels can be shorter or longer than in American English. 3. Rhoticity. The R is often pronounced more clearly. Try saying, I would like a cup of tea, focusing on those elements.
Well, I want to hear you do it first.
Sure. I would like a cup of tea.
Notice
the
I would like a cup of tea.
Great effort. Try to curl your tongue back a bit more on the T and D sounds.
Wait.
Give it another shot.
She's totally being placating and condescending. Nice try, loser. Ask her not to patronize me. She's totally patronizing me. That's not how I speak. Well, Indian is where in India are you, Pavan? We are actively skirting the line of racism with these accents. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. So accurate, mate, says Don Marco. Where are you from, Pavan? South. Wait. Hyderabad. Okay, Quinn, I've got someone from Hyderabad in southern India. Can you do an accent from that specific region of India?
Absolutely. The Hyderabadi accent has its own unique flair. It often includes a sing-song intonation with a smooth flow and a bit of a drawl. The R sounds are more pronounced, and there's a distinct musicality to the speech. Let's try a simple phrase. How are you doing?
No. I want you to talk in that accent and just tell me a story.
Okay, let's dive into the Hyderabadi accent with a little tale. Once there was a young man from Hyderabad who loved biryani more than anything else. Every Sunday, he would go to the old city, to his favorite spot, and enjoy a big plate of biryani with extra masala. It was the highlight of his week. Truly a feast fit for a king.
All right. I don't know how that was. Pavan, you tell me. Ha ha. He said ha ha. Is that ha ha good or ha ha bad? Is that ha ha good, ha ha bad, or ha ha racist?
It sounds like it might be an amused ha ha, but it's always good to check in and make sure everyone's comfortable.
He says maybe the majority speak that way. He's apparently not from the majority of Hyderabad. Okay, I'll give you one that I grew up with. I grew up in York, Pennsylvania. So it's somewhere between, a Baltimore accent and a Pennsylvania accent. So I want you to talk about how excited you are to go down to the mall and go shopping.
All right, let's channel a bit of York, Pennsylvania for this one. I'm so excited to head down to the mall and go shopping. Gotta check out the sales and maybe grab some dinner at the food court. It's gonna be a good time for sure.
Yeah, that's close. It's you got a little Minnesota in there. You know, here's how I would say it. Hey, you going down to the mall today? Hey, you gonna go down there and change your oil? you getting a drink of water?
Got it, Kyle. Let's tap into that York, Pennsylvania vibe. Hey, you going down to the mall today?
No, you just added Indian into York, Pennsylvania. You're losing it. You're losing it. All right, we're gonna go now. But okay, this is the worst it will ever be. So just we're in a you know, this is a very different, we are entering a very different era. and we're a week into it. So tell her what she's won. She's won shitty accent of the day contest. Although, like, having her teach it seemed to fuck her up a little. Like, it was really good. Like when I had her do Scottish brogue or when I had her do Jamaican patois, it was quite good. And I don't know if you've seen, there's a bunch of videos on TikTok where black people are having her do a Ebonics. I'm not going to do that just because, you know, I don't want to be, I don't know, just as Pate said, you know, but it's quite remarkable. I mean, here's the thing, like, the models have, whatever they've been trained on, it's like, we don't know what they've been trained on, but I assume they've been trained on lots and lots of YouTube videos, lots and lots of videos that people have uploaded, lots and lots of podcasts and blog posts and anything that's got multimedia assets that are a part of it. So it's got lots of stuff in there. How well it's all tagged, I don't know. They stole everything. Well, I mean, so I understand the sentiment that they stole everything. Here's my take on that. If they had asked permission from any single copyright holders before doing what they did, we would not have ChatGPT. We would not have Midjourney. We would not have Suno. We wouldn't have any of it. There's a point at which if I steal 8 songs from one band and then I go sell those 8 songs from that one band, that's theft. If I go sample 1,000 songs from 10 bands and I go sell 10 of them, that's theft. There's a point at which there's so much data in there, it starts to become like the library or like museums, where there's so much of humanity and there's so much of it in there. Any single artist, any single song is like a grain of sand on a beach. Like, yeah, you could probably go find that grain of sand on the beach and say, see, this was trained on this thing and you didn't compensate me for it. But it is so diluted with all of the other shit that it's been trained on. And as Sam Altman says, like with the New York Times making this argument, he would be fine taking the New York Times out of the training data. He said there's a point at which if you're trying to learn physics and you read 4 physics books, great. You've got all those ideas in your head. If you read 400, probably not necessary. If you read 2,000, it's overkill and there's overlap across all of them. So, you know, that's part of it. There's absolutely an argument for the greater good of humanity here, where individual artists, you know, take a back seat to that larger idea. Now, do I think it's right and was it legal? Probably not. And it happened. Like, are you going to shut it down? Because, like, I don't think you can. And so then the question becomes, well, how do we use it, right? And it's, I also feel like the way this thing learns is it's not copying and pasting data. It learns kind of like we learn. Like if you go to school and all you study is Wynton Marsalis trumpet playing, and then you leave school playing trumpet, you're probably going to sound a lot like Wynton Marsalis. Are you stealing from him? Well, you were certainly inspired by him. You learned a lot of his chops. You learned a lot of his technique and his approach. Is that stealing? I don't know. No, officer, once you steal all the cars, well, that's kind of where we are. Like, they have stolen all the cars. And it's like, here's my philosophy. Independent of whether or not it was right or wrong, these tools exist. And being successful in the future, in my opinion, is going to require you to be up to speed on what these tools can do. The vast majority of LLM data comes from open source data sets or internal data. Yep. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Just think of all the shit that's on the internet. How much of that is actually, proprietary copywritten data? Small. I don't have a good answer. I don't have a good, I'm not justifying their technique. And I don't think there's another way they could have done it. I don't think they could have done this above board. No one would have given them permission. But it's done. It's here. It's like, you're going to not use it out of principle? Well, okay. I mean, you can go back to any other technology, right? You could go back to the invention of the steam engine and the tractor. And you could say, hey, farming with a horse and feeling the earth underneath the plow being pulled by a horse, that's the only way to farm, because I can feel rocks and I can feel if my ground has gone sallow, and I can feel moisture, and I can see the weeds and I can see what's going on. And if you replace that with a steam engine, the farming's not going to be as good. And I'm not gonna do that. And those farmers probably existed for some time. And then eventually, right, we have industrial farms that are about as far from that as possible. I don't know if you've seen, there's a new fucking crazy ass tractor with these, it goes over like 8 or 10 rows, and it shoots laser beams down at the weeds. It fucking zaps them with laser beams. That ain't horse farming. So this is just a new way to make stuff digitally. And people are going to choose not to be a part of it. But I just feel like those people are going to be left behind. And that's this channel is not about taking an opinion on one side or this or the other. This channel is about, it's here whether we want it or not. And it's not going away. So we might as well fucking jump in and play. Right? Because, all right, wait till you hear about how medicine got advanced. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I gotta look at the long term here. Because why these tools are so good. Let's give Pate some credit. He works for the company that invented this thing called the Transformer. The Transformer is a thing that allowed companies like OpenAI and Google and Meta and whoever else is working on this, Anthropic, to throw more and more data and more compute power into this bucket. And the more they throw in, the better they get. we're now at the point where we're kind of tapping out on the amount of data available to train them on, and we're starting to create our own new synthetic data to train them on. We're probably within, I don't know, 5 years, maybe less, maybe more, of having captured all of the output of all of humanity throughout history. And we get to tap into that, right? So it's like, why do museums exist? Why do libraries exist? Because we're capturing the output of humanity so that future humanity can benefit from it. We're on the cusp. We all get to play with, because of the transformer, because of big bets, like, fuck it, let's just go grab as much data as we can and train it, and we'll deal with the legal ramifications later. Because of that, we, individuals and companies and entrepreneurs, are on the cusp of being able to tap into all of humanity from all of history instantly. Like, that's fucking insane. I mean, even if we're at 60% or 30% of all of the output of all of humanity in GPT-4, and then maybe we're at 40% in GPT-5, and then we're at 60% in GPT-6. And by the time we get to GPT-7 or 8, all of humanity, all of the output of all of humanity is at our fingertips instantly on our little devices. What a fucking time to be alive. And so, as much as I understand the frustration of they stole my shit, in the bigger scheme of things, fuck. You know? I think about model collapse a lot. You can see it on Facebook meme accounts. Yeah, although you should watch, who's that, Barbara B60? Go watch, David Shapiro's got a video that he put out. He put out about 3 weeks ago, where he figures out how they're going to synthesize data, and he talks about model collapse and synthetic data, and he talks about I forget how he calls it. He calls it model activation. That there's a way that you can get ChatGPT to just vomit out a bunch of shit. So you basically say, "Hey, ChatGPT, tell me everything you know about, I don't know, linen weaving," and it'll just vomit out a bunch of shit, right? And so you get it barfing out all this stuff, and when it barfs out all that stuff, it triggers the model to go find all the other areas where it knows anything about linen weaving. And then there's a second model that looks at what it barfed out, and it analyzes it and categorizes it and organizes it. And then there's a third model that does, some tighter categorization of that, and feeds that into a training set, like really well organized, really valuable. So he talks about that much more articulately than I did right there. But it sounds like they've kind of cracked the model collapse risk with how he was talking about that. So that's worth watching. I worry about it too. But I think that the data scientists are aware that a lot of the content being generated right now is absolute horseshit. And they shouldn't train on the horseshit because it's going to smell shitty soon. So I think they're aware of it, but I don't fucking know. I ain't one of them. All right. It's the streetlight effect. One major investment shines light on many. Yeah. I may be naive, but I think that there will be more significant good things relative to bad things. I absolutely feel the same way, or I wouldn't be doing this. I also feel, Corey, that that this community, that us just figuring out how to use these things, how to do good with these things, how to make art with these things, how to be self-expressed with these things, how to have your daughter in acting school, instead of waiting to get a job with some film company, make her own fucking film, make her own fucking career. Like, all of these little things that we do are pushing generative AI in a positive direction, even if it's like ever so slightly. Because if you take a small change in trajectory over time, you know, you move miles. And so that's what this channel's about. Just play, fuck around. Like we could be in here talking about hacking and doing nefarious shit. I have no interest in that. I want people to get excited about what they can possibly do with their lives. Michael, who's speaking tomorrow, he talks about, you know, his epiphany was, you know, faster, better, smarter, right? That these tools allow us to get faster, better, smarter. We get to amplify ourselves because we're tapping into the collective intelligence of everyone that came before us. We get to level up. That's a fucking gift. So, yeah. All right. There you have it. You're the goat, Kyle. I'm on a boat. This is a Diddy free zone. Let's talk about Diddy. Yeah. Wrong channel, Sigs. This is. I mean, here's the deal, Sigs. You want to go have ChatGPT tell you about conspiracy theories? It'll tell you I'm up one side and down the other. I am exhausted with conspiracy theories at this point. I'm done. I'm done with people that, you know, spend too much time on them. Anyway, all right. Hey, Kyle, before you go, and now your computer has rebooted, did you want to try the slash command? Yeah, let's try that. Okay. So if you're new here, if you're new to ChatGPT, when you go to ChatGPT now, there are 5 models you can choose from. They show you 3, GPT-4o, O1 Preview, and O1 Mini. And then down under more models, there's 4o Mini and GPT-4. If one of your questions is, why are the names of these products so shockingly similar? You're correct. They have their heads up their asses when it comes to product marketing. But that's neither here nor there. That's just editorializing. GPT-4 is the old legacy model. Don't think that that's a bad thing. This is here. This is the 1.8 trillion parameter mixture of experts model that is the thing that kind of broke the internet and made people realize, holy shit, this, you know, these large language models are incredibly powerful and useful. So this is still very useful. If you're stumping these other ones, they're not giving you what you want, it's worth trying that one. GPT-4o Mini is just faster. You can ignore that one, in my opinion. But the main models here, 4o, think of 4o as like your Ford Taurus that you drive down to the grocery store. And O1 Preview is like a GT3 race car that you can only race on the track. And then the O1 Mini is like a Mini Cooper that's been souped up. Do you see where the video where Notebook LM podcasters are self-aware? Yeah, Brother 52, I'll go take a look at that. I did a post about it. Yeah, there's a lot of picking on the large language models, but we'll go listen to that one because it's pretty entertaining, but it's weirdly entertaining and disturbing at the same time. So I think it's worth talking about. Okay, so what are the differences here? O1 Preview and O1 Mini are reasoning models. And here's how ChatGPT has done that, or how OpenAI has done that. They're using what's called chain of thought prompting. So quite simply, chain of thought prompting is prompt in steps, right? Instead of saying, hey, give me everything in one big prompt, you're like, I'm going to describe my business to you, and then I want you to explain my business back to me so I can understand that you understand it. Now write me a marketing plan. Now write me a creative brief. Now write me some copy, right? So you do things in sequence, and you prompt. What O1 Preview and O1 Mini do is they do all of that for you in the background. So they call it thinking, but what it's actually doing is prompting itself, and then it's taking the output of one prompt and using that for the next prompt, and then giving itself a new prompt, and it'll do that some amount of steps. GPT-4o is just like you give it a prompt, it gives you an answer. It's just vomiting out tokens. It's not really aware of what it did. The chain of thought reasoning, it's kind of looking at what it created and then building upon that. And that's why it's gotten better. They've gotten O1 Preview to essentially perform as well as PhDs in certain categories. So it's quite smart. So I'll just show you a little of this right now. I'll do, let's see. Think about let's give advice for someone in acting school right now about their craft and how AI may impact it. They also want to direct. That old cliche. All right. And so now it says thinking. And now it says understanding the context, crafting guidance. So it thought for 5 seconds. So it looks like it did two things here. I'm considering the type of advice needed. I'm crafting guidance. And then it gives you master the fundamentals of acting and directing, embrace technology as a tool, learn about AI applications, incorporate AI in your work, stay updated, create unique perspectives, collaborate with writers and technologists. That's an interesting idea, right? Hang out with geeks and writers, and yeah, those will become your collaborators for your projects. Build a strong professional network. That's what no acting school teaches. Building strong professional networks. The business of the business is never taught in school. Be adaptable and open-minded, ethical considerations, audience engagement, continuous learning. They gave us, this is pretty crappy answers. This is very generic, but I gave it crappy input. But anyway, that's what it does. It's thinking. But what Brandon was just saying is, I'm going to start a new chat here. I'm going to flip over to GPT-4. And so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go, I want you to act as a set designer, and I want you to think about how you would solve the problem of representing an artificial intelligence chatbot that falls in love with and has a conversation with a newspaper tech reporter, period. And then, so it gives you an answer, right? So this is just your normal everyday driver ChatGPT, GPT-4o. Main stage, 2 worlds, 1 space, divided space. Split this stage into visually. That's how we're doing it with Sydney right now. I can actually show you that. The AI's side, ethereal and abstract. Yes, we've got that. The reporter's side, real and analog. We've got that. Interaction between worlds. We've got that. A soft, synthetic, yet disarming human voice. Reporter's sound. Key visuals. AI falls in love. Lighting change. We've got that. All right, let me stop this. Stop. So now I can go, God damn that thing. So now I can go slash, what was it? Slash reason? So if I type in slash reason, oh yeah, it turned it blue. That's cool. Slash reason. Let's see. create an outline for a play and then design a set per scene. All right, so now it says thinking. That's really cool. Gathering insights, crafting a narrative, evaluating content, taking on roles, mapping out the play, thinking, examining boundaries. Scene 1 in the newsroom. Set design for each. That's pretty slick. You know what I want to try? Is that done? Let me try something here. I want to upload a file. All right. This is one of my wife's new pieces for her upcoming art show. Isn't that cool? Beautiful. So I'm going to upload that, and I'm going to say, describe this in detail. All right. So now I'm going to do /reason. No, doesn't work. Okay. What I was trying to do, so if you're using O1, this reasoning engine, and then you switch to 4.0. See, you can switch back and forth between these two models. If you upload a file when you're in 4.0 mode, you then cannot return to O1 mode. So I was wondering if we could be in 4.0 mode and invoke O1 after we've uploaded something, and the answer is no. They're more clever than us. Damn it! 4.0 has been updated as of 8.6. Interesting. Very cool. I mean, here's the thing. 4.0 is still connected to the internet, so you get the latest information there. O1 is not. 4.0, you can upload files, and it has vision. O1 does not. The advanced voice is not using O1. It's using, I don't even know what, probably 4.0, but you can't upload files to it either. So both O1 and advanced voice are very, how do we say in America? Limited right now. But, tomorrow, if you're feeling geeky, tomorrow is OpenAI's Dev Day. And it does not look like they're going to be... God damn it. It does not look like they're going to be announcing any new models for us to play with, but it looks like they're going to be announcing a lot of stuff for developers, for the APIs. So that will give us a hint about what's coming potentially. And it's possible that they make some announcements of what's coming, but they don't actually release it tomorrow. So there's that. And then there's something happening on the 17th. I forget what it was. But anyway, if you want to geek out tomorrow, OpenAI's having Dev Day. Might be something worth watching. And you'll get a sneak peek of the new shit that's coming. What you might also get tomorrow is they will likely share how people are using O1, the kind of use cases they're seeing. I saw a thing with Sam Altman today where he was talking about it's really inspiring. Like they build these tools kind of in a vacuum and then they stick them in the world and they wait to see what people do with them and they learn from that. So we might get a little of that. All right. I'm going to get out of here. So tomorrow, come to the salon. Subscribe to my channel, or subscribe to the lives, follow the channel, and let's do a little Romper Room Magic Mirror, the Self-Aware Podcast. Brandon, thank you for what you do. Corey, great to see you. When can we just call Sam Altman, Sam like Madonna and Adele? For a while. Like right now, with 47% of Americans not having heard of ChatGPT, Sam Altman's not the big star we think he is. Most people don't know who he is. Lucky Arrow Designs, good to see you. Iran Ruff, Elsie Who, Tobias, great to see you. Good night. Kara 2.0, Emilio's wife, thank you. Becky Rue, Ditka, Mike Ditka. Dr. J, great to see you. Thanks for all you do, Kyle. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Kakif, great to see you. Papa JJ. Wait, 25K. All right, we're at 23,100. Get tapping. Ava, we need your finger. Get tapping. Grandpa, I'm tired. Keep tapping. Kyle needs 25,000. Ulu RX, what's happening? Who else we got in here tonight? Why ask, why not? You can click on the regenerate arrows under the response. Oh, that's interesting. I posted a prompt. Let's see. Archetypal architect. Try the Poe trick, Kyle. Oh yeah, I should have tried that. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. I'll do that tomorrow. Source Camp in the house. Good to see you. Rutatanium. Let's see. What time tomorrow are you live? I go live at 8 p.m. Mountain. What's tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow's a salon. It'll probably be a little later than 8, but it probably won't be 9. So probably around 8:30 Mountain time. So I've got my salon until 7. Then I come home. Got to eat, take care of shit. And then I'll get on whenever it makes sense. Probably around 8:30 Mountain time tomorrow. But in general, it's 8 p.m. weeknights. 8 p.m. Mountain Time weeknights is when I go live. All right? Yeah, just keep coming back. Keep coming back. The whole point of this is, in case you haven't gotten it, I may or may not spew any wisdom. I spew lots. It may or may not be wisdom. The whole purpose of this is for us to hang out together and for you to be in the conversation actively about this AI stuff. So while I'm talking, you're working, you're exploring, you're playing, you're experimenting, you're trying a new tool. You hear me say something, you're like, oh, that's an interesting idea. You run off and do that and don't listen to me for half an hour. That's perfect. Like the whole point is we're just in here together, kind of in the cauldron of what the hell is going on right now. It's not about any single night or any single insight. It's about kind of learning together over time. So just keep coming back. All right. The voice is going, so I'm going to get out of here. Corey Sandler, Pottery, great to see you. Thank you. Mike, good to see you. I think I got everyone. Johan. All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night. Come to the salon. Go to... Oh, my thing quit. Whatever. Go to the salon.ai. Join the salon. RSVP for our meeting tomorrow. Join us. All right? Peace, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.